So, what makes a person good or evil? Is it something we're just born with, or is it all about the life we live and the people we meet? It's a question that people have been asking forever, right? Well, today we're going to look for some answers in a really fascinating spiritual text that was delivered almost 200 years ago.
Yeah, this is really the heart of the matter, isn't it? Are we fundamentally good or bad from the get-go, or are we just a product of our environment? This question gets right to the core of what it means to be human, and it's something thinkers have wrestled with for centuries.
All right, so to find the answer given in this text, we have to travel back in time. So picture this. It's February 3rd, 1826, in Vartal, India. A spiritual teacher, Bhagawan Swaminarayan, is sitting on a dais under a neem tree, and he's surrounded by this whole assembly of monks and devotees. It's right here, in this exact setting, that one of his followers asks that massive question.
Now, the answer he gives, it isn't a simple one-liner. The talk starts off by exploring 3 different possible reasons for why a person might have a godly or a demonic nature. So let's dive into them.
Okay, first things first, we need to understand a key term here, jiva. So in this context, a jiva is the individual soul, the life force within a person. The text basically says that these jivas are the things that can have either a divine, godly nature, or a demonic one.
So the text lays out 3 initial possibilities. First up is innate nature. This is the idea that some souls just kind of emerge from what's called Maya, the cosmic illusion, with their good or bad tendencies already baked in. Second, there's influence by association. This is your classic nurture argument, right? You become like the company you keep. And third is development through karmas, which means a soul's nature is slowly built up over time by all of its actions.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The text doesn't just stop there. After laying out these 3 very logical reasons, it pivots to reveal what it considers the real reason, the primary, most powerful cause. It suggests that, yeah, those other factors matter, but there's one thing that trumps them all.
And to understand this ultimate cause, you have to understand this concept, the Satpurush. A Satpurush is described as a great, enlightened soul, a truly holy person. This individual is absolutely key to the final explanation that's coming up.
And boom, here it is, the core argument. The text says flat out that the ultimate reason a soul becomes godly or demonic is because of the grace, or the wrath, of this enlightened person. Just think about that for a second. It's a wild idea that a holy person's perception of you can literally shape your fundamental nature.
Now that is a pretty bold claim, right? So to back it up, the text doesn't just leave it as a theory, it actually gives 2 really powerful stories of transformation that act as perfect case studies showing this exact principle in action. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, the 2 sides of that coin. On one side, you've got Jay and Vijay. These guys were literally attendants of God. They were already in a divine position. But they spoke badly about some holy people, and because of that, they fell and developed a demonic nature. Then, on the other side, you've got Prahlad. He was born a demon, but by soaking up the teachings of a holy person, he was totally transformed into this amazing, eminent devotee.
So the crucial point is this. These stories are meant to show that the influence of a great soul, a Purush, is the single most powerful force for change. It's powerful enough to turn a demon into a devotee, or make a divine attendant fall from grace. It's presented as something that can override whatever you started with. So if this is the ultimate cause, what's the takeaway? What's the practical advice for someone who's actually trying to achieve spiritual liberation? Well, the text lays out a very clear path forward.
It really boils everything down to 2 core principles. First, never, ever, under any circumstance, speak badly of God or God's bhakta, which means a true devotee. And second, you should actively try to only do whatever pleases them. It's a really direct and focused spiritual practice.
And the source material is super emphatic about this. It wraps up by saying that following these 2 rules is the one and only way to make sure your soul stays on a godly path towards liberation. According to this talk, there's literally no other reason or method for becoming good or evil.
So all of this leaves us with a final thought. This 200-year-old text puts this immense power in an external influence, this enlightened person. Now, whether you take that literally or just as a metaphor, it brings up a huge question for our own lives, doesn't it? Who or what has the power to shape your nature? What mentors, what ideas, what groups are you allowing to define who you are becoming right now?